Hello everyone and welcome to Brickstars. Happy Halloween everyone. In this video we're taking a look at how we edited and created the Halloween Fright photo. So we begin here with our standard background, and after a little bit of touching up of the scenery, especially the moss and the trees, we want to go add a little bit more spookiness because it is Halloween after all. So we take live, or rather what was once live, branches off a tree. We broke them off and arrange them here so you kind of get some greenery, but also you get some dead trees. And we're gonna add fog after, and you'll see it'll just end up looking super spooky, super creepy, and kind of going with the whole feel of Halloween. So we are now adding the sort of path, the rocky path there, which the photo will serve as the bottom or the basis of the photo. Now we go ahead and add this minifig and the other spooky minifig. The main character here is a knight wearing his armor, but he's so scared of the pumpkin skeleton behind him that he is running so fast that he threw away his helmet, threw away his sword. Now, what else does Halloween speak of? It speaks of pumpkins. So we've added a pumpkin field here next to the forest's edge, which will just add that much more color and realism for our scenario. Now, the shot was taken midday, so you see there's some glare from the window, which actually is interesting to note because we wanted the photo to be dark, like evening. We've added the background and gone ahead and taken the photo, and now we're taking the secondary photo with the shield and the sword flying through the air. So here they are, and we've taken those photos. Now we're in the editing phase. In the editing phase, like I said, we want to make the photo look like it's nighttime, though it was taken midday. So we've darkened up the photo and applied it to the others. We have them all opened up now, and we're going to cut out the sword and shield and put them all in our main photo, after which we will clear out the rest of the background and make sure that the photo itself, or the shield itself now, is no longer part of the other background, but rather this one here. You can see that we're cropping away the sky from the other one, and even a rough crop is fine because we're going to apply a bit of a motion blur to show that it's kind of flying through the air. And we will then apply that and do the same to the sword. Now, the sword actually had the tweezers holding onto it, so they'll have to be dealt with a little bit differently, but other than that, the process is the same. Here we are cutting out the sword, and then here we're just going to apply a section of the sword to this area. And it takes 2 turns or 2 tries because we had a little bit of weird kind of texture. And after this gets applied, we will then throw on the motion blur as well, this time in a different direction because he's thrown that up in a different direction. We're going to go ahead and crop it into our crop, touch up the figure a little bit, and with that, the basis of the photo is done. Next, we wanted to apply sort of a whoosh type of effect, like air rushing, and it is a cartoony effect. You don't see this type of thing in real life, but in the sense of the Lego, it does create a little bit of animation to that specific element. So it takes a couple tries to perfect it just because I don't want it to be too cheesy, but just a little bit of motion. Then we will apply our standard sizing 1080 and our background, or rather our template, and upon which we start to add all sorts of effects. The particles have to be there because the guys are running, and we want to eliminate all of the sun glare and stuff. Now this is interesting. I was trying to add a bit of a glow from the guy running, or not a glow but a whoosh, but I gave up on that. There was no need. But we want to make the pumpkin lit up because pumpkins for Halloween have the candles lit inside them. We're going to actually make this candle, or this figure chasing after our hero here, have a candle lit inside. So we've selected the eyes and mouth, and then we go ahead and paint them, apply a bit of a glow, especially here on Photoshop as an overlay, And then we can add even brighter areas for the candles. Now it does take a little bit of trial and error to make sure that it looks actually lit up, but all in good fun. This is a photo that we specifically wanted to have a certain fun vibe, because Halloween, end of the day, while it is supposed to be scary, it's also fun. It's candy, it's all sorts of things. So we go ahead and clean up the mouth and the eye for this, and that that gives us our glow for the pumpkin. The next step is to add the fog and the atmosphere, the particles. So the first thing we'll do is we'll apply fog. Usually we use a brush and just kind of create bits of white glow that we then apply to the bottom of the photo. And it's just supposed to create that kind of spooky feel that we're going for here.